Welcome back to the Crypto World channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now Ethereum has seen a nice bounce along this exact level of support that I was talking about yesterday, and we are currently testing these important resistance levels as we speak. So in just a moment, I'll be going over my next Ethereum price targets and my Ethereum strategy moving forward. And in this video, I'll be going over Ethereum versus Bitcoin because right now we are getting very close to a volatile move in the market. So definitely stick around, keep watching for that right there. And towards the end of this video, I will give you guys another quick update on Cardano because we have just broken above an important resistance level on the Cardano chart with this huge move to the upside that we've actually seen over the past couple days. So definitely make sure you're watching this video all the way to the end so that you're not missing out on all of this valuable information. And if that sounds good to you, just before we jump into it, make sure to leave a like on the video down below. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so that you're not missing out on any of these future videos because I post these updates every single day here on the channel. But anyway, with all of that out of the way, let's get straight into what this video is about. So right here, we're on the Ethereum to US dollar chart on the 4-hour time frame, and taking a quick look at this previous rising wedge pattern that we were actually forming on the Ethereum chart. Once again, I let you guys know about that pattern right there before we saw the break to the downside. I let you guys know that this, technically speaking, is a bearish pattern, so we are more likely to break to the downside. Now, the technical price target was actually towards around 2.9k, but as I was explaining in yesterday's video, when we were already starting to break to the downside here, I actually let you guys know that there was a lot of support coming in at around 3,000 US dollars. So that is, of course, where we did find support as expected, and right now we are currently retesting these important levels at the moment. And I did actually let you guys know a couple days ago now that any sort of short-term cool-off in the chart, especially down towards these areas just here, I will actually consider that as a buying opportunity. And once again, I did actually buy some Ethereum on this nice little dip and make some immediate profits. So right now, where can we expect Ethereum to go next? Well, first of all, we're currently trading above this important range just here. This was actually huge resistance for Ethereum in the past, and right now, of course, this is acting as support for Ethereum. So massive progress that the Ethereum bulls are making. Now, right now, we are in a slight little downtrend in the daily Ethereum RSI, and also on the 4-hour RSI for Ethereum, we are in a slight little downtrend. So if you're paying attention to the RSI alone, that still actually suggests a continued short-term cool-off. Of course, it's not impossible for Ethereum to continue to pump to the upside, and considering the fact that we are actually in a massive uptrend for Ethereum on the 4-hour and the daily time frame, the trend is your friend. So technically speaking, it is more likely to actually head to the upside. Any sort of trend reversal would actually be confirmed after we break these important levels just here, which of course hasn't happened yet. And the bottom of this price range just here is coming in at around 2.8k. And so unless those levels break, honestly, I wouldn't actually expect any sort of trend reversal. And so this downtrend in the RSI, once again, just suggests perhaps a continued short-term cool-off, if not sideways consolidation, before eventually we have another leg to the upside. Because also with this RSI heading to the downside, that actually puts us into more neutral areas, which allows us to have more room to the upside on our next move. Because for example, when we were back here a few days ago at around 3.2k approximately, when we first found a bit of resistance in around those levels just there, we were already entering into overbought territory. So if we continued pumping straight to the upside then and there, then the RSI would have gotten way too overheated for really any more upside price action. So this short-term cool-off is actually bullish in the longer term because once again, this gives us more room to the upside over the next few weeks and months. Now, in terms of price targets for Ethereum, we are actually getting really close to the golden pocket, the 61.8% Fibonacci level, which is one of the most important Fibonacci levels. And right now that's coming in at roughly around 3.4k. So I would expect a little bit of short-term resistance in around that area just there. And we also have the 78.6% Fibonacci level coming in at roughly around 3.8k. So there could also be some short-term resistance at that level as well. And aside from those Fibonacci levels just there, the next major point of resistance is simply the all-time high at around 4,400 US dollars. And by the way, from the current price to the all-time high, that's still a 35% gain to the upside. So there's still some major opportunities here in the market. Of course, we're not going to go in a straight line to the upside. We're always going to have some short-term cool-offs along the way. So it's important to stay zoomed out and look at the big picture here. One of the biggest mistakes that the beginners make when they are getting into crypto is to pay attention to the smaller timeframes like the 5-minute time frame, the 1-minute time frame, because as you can see, we are always seeing huge volatile moves on the 1-minute time frame, for example. But when you're zooming out to even the 1-hour time frame, those moves that we were just looking at are completely irrelevant. So it is always better to just zoom out a little bit, look at the 4-hour time frame, the daily time frame, the weekly time frame, that sort of stuff, because that gives you a good idea on realistically what the market is actually doing and to really give you a good idea on what the trend is looking like. Now, as for my Ethereum strategy right now, for the most part, it's essentially just continuing to hold the Ethereum that I have been accumulating on these dips just here. And of course, for those of you that have been subscribed to the channel for a couple months now, you would already know that I have actually accumulated a lot of Ethereum in around these lower price levels over the past couple months, down towards 17 to 1800 US dollars. And once again, all of that Ethereum that I have accumulated, I'm holding that for the long term, as in for at least the rest of this year, but realistically for a few years from now. And a part of my strategy, I am not actually selling below the all-time high at all. Now, if you're in a short-term trade, that is different, especially if you're using leverage, that is different. You're going to have some take profit levels on the chart where it is smarter to take some profits off the table. Once again, that is for those of you that are in a short-term trade, such as a leverage trade, for example. And so that's where those levels of resistance that I just mentioned a moment ago come into play. And also in the immediate short term, we currently have resistance at just below 3.3k. So that's pretty close to that golden pocket at around 3.4k. So basically in around that whole range just there is a decent amount of resistance for Ethereum. And then it's after we start breaking above 3.4 to 3.5 thousand US dollars, that sort of level up towards 3,500 is basically the deciding moment for Ethereum. If we can start breaking above 3,500, then at that stage, once again, the next level above that is coming in at around 3.8k. So it is quite likely for Ethereum to continue in a major uptrend if we break above 3,500. And by the way, for you Ethereum holders out there, right now I am actually holding some of my Ethereum holdings on my BlockFi interest account. And the reason why I've done that is because this is actually earning interest every single day. This was Ethereum that I was just going to have on a different exchange anyway, so I thought I might as well chuck it on BlockFi to earn this extra passive income. And as you can see just here, this has already paid me well over $1,000 in interest alone, just in passive income. So that's basically free money just for storing Ethereum and Bitcoin and these other cryptos over here on BlockFi. And obviously I would not be sharing this if I didn't use it myself, but yeah, if you want to check it out for yourself, I do have a link to BlockFi down below. It will be the first link in the description, and if you use that link to make an account, you can also get yourself up to a $250 bonus in Bitcoin. That bonus, by the way, is paid as Bitcoin into your BlockFi account, and when you receive that Bitcoin bonus, that is fully your Bitcoin to do whatever you want with it. You can keep it in here to earn some passive income. You can trade it into one of these other cryptos. You can even withdraw it. That is up to you. And if you do want to claim that extra free Bitcoin bonus, all you have to do is basically just make an account using the link down below, and also make your first deposit into the account within the first 30 days of you opening the account. But the bonus that you receive is relative to how much you actually deposit within that first 30 days, but you'll see all of that information on the link down below anyway. Now, quickly checking out Ethereum versus Bitcoin just here on the 4-hour time frame. As you can see, we are currently actually forming a symmetrical triangle pattern. Now, previously, this was looking more like a W pattern, as you can see just here, but the fact that we saw one more little resistance point just here, this kind of invalidates this W pattern, because of course it isn't really a W anymore. And so the price action that has happened over the past 24 hours has actually shifted our perspective to this triangle pattern once again. And right now, the resistance in the immediate short term is coming in at around 0.07 Bitcoin per Ethereum, and the support is coming in at around 0.068 Bitcoin per Ethereum. If we see a confirmed break above resistance, of course, that is bullish for Ethereum. And if we see a confirmed break below support, that is bearish for Ethereum. And getting into the price targets for Ethereum versus Bitcoin out of this exact pattern just here, a technical price target, if we break to the downside, would be coming in at around 0.064 Bitcoin per Ethereum, which is pretty much this yellow line just here, which, by the way, that's also the same level that I did actually accumulate more Ethereum using Bitcoins. So I actually sold Bitcoin to buy more Ethereum. I moved Bitcoin into Ethereum at that level just back here, and I did actually publicly announce that with 2 videos here on the channel right back here. And once again, as soon as I made that move, we actually made immediate profits on the channel. But of course, that price target does not come into play until we actually see a break below that level. And if we break the resistance just here, the price target is coming in at roughly around 0.074 Bitcoin per Ethereum. So that would actually be a gain of roughly around 6.5% to the upside. So a 6% gain on this chart means that Ethereum is actually outperforming Bitcoin by 6%. And by the way, even if we do break to the downside here, if we actually come back down towards around this level just here and actually get a confirmed bounce along that level just there, then at that stage, I would actually accumulate a little bit more Ethereum using Bitcoin. So I will actually move a bit of my Bitcoin into Ethereum if we do see something like that play out. But if not, of course, that is totally fine, because on this channel, we've already accumulated a lot of Ethereum at these lower levels once again. So if this does break out to the upside, that is, of course, really good for all of you Ethereum holders. And quickly updating you guys on Cardano versus the US dollar just here, because as you can see, we have broken above this huge resistance level just here. And my last two Cardano videos on this channel were right here and right around here. And I let you guys know all the way back then that we do actually have the $1.50 level that is important for Cardano to pay attention to. And as soon as we break above that level just there, I would expect Cardano to go straight up towards around $1.90. Once again, I was telling you all of this around a week ago when we were all the way back down here. And zooming into the 4-hour time frame, we did actually find some massive resistance along this exact $1.90 US dollar level. Seriously, you can even go back and look. Seriously, you can even go back and look at my last few Cardano videos. This has actually been playing out very nicely. And so the fact that we are currently trading above this level just here, this is actually a bullish sign for Cardano. But when you're paying attention to the RSI as well, on the 4-hour time frame, we are forming a small little bearish divergence on just the 4-hour time frame once again. Now, this has not been confirmed because we have not confirmed an actual top just here. So for example, if Cardano continues to push to the upside, that would actually drag the RSI to the upside and cancel out any sort of bearish divergence. If we see a red candle for Cardano here on the 4-hour time frame and really start to turn around a little bit in the short term, and especially if the RSI drops off a little bit lower, once again, that would confirm the bearish divergence on the 4-hour time frame. And what a bearish divergence basically means, it just means that it's simply more likely that Cardano is going to have a little bit of a cool off in the short term. So that could even just be a sideways consolidation, if not slightly to the downside. But once again, a bearish divergence just basically means that it is unlikely that Cardano is going to continue pumping to the upside, at least in the immediate short term. Of course, when you're looking over the next few weeks and months, Cardano is still looking bullish. When you're zooming out on the daily time frame, we have just come out of a hugely bearish time period in the overall market. And in fact, Cardano was once again forming this huge bullish pattern for many months. And right now we are finally seeing this huge breakout to the upside, as we've been talking about for a while now on the channel. So congrats to all of my subscribers that have been watching the channel over the past couple weeks, because right now, for those of you that did actually get into Cardano at these levels, as I was talking about, right now you're making some huge profit. So for example, from the point of the breakout just here out of this falling wedge pattern, so far that's roughly around a 63% gain for Cardano. And since the bottom just here, that is roughly around a 100% gain for Cardano. So if you accumulated towards the low just here, you basically completely doubled your money in roughly around 3 weeks. Once again, you doubled your money. So in the immediate short term, of course, the $1.90 level to $2 in around that area just there, that is now short-term support for Cardano. It's important that we hold above those levels, because if we start breaking below those levels, then that is a little bit more of a bearish sign. And in that case, I would expect, a little bit more of a cool off for probably a couple weeks. But for as long as we can hold above around $1.90, then the next price target to the upside, the next actual resistance point for Cardano, is simply the high at around $2.50. So from the current price, that is still around a 23% gain for Cardano. But of course, always do your own research as well. Anytime you're investing in altcoins, you should always research into what the altcoin actually is, so that you understand what you're actually investing in. On this channel, I will always try to share only the most quality information and reliable information as well. But with that being said, you shouldn't just trust a YouTube video that you find on the internet. So that's why it's still important for you to do some research as well. By the way, a part of the information that I did actually explain in this video, I shared this over on my Twitter hours ago. So if you want to get these extra updates throughout the day to stay up to date at all times in these markets, definitely check out my Twitter. The link to my Twitter is in the description down below. But anyway, that's just about everything I have to say for this video. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to drop a like on the video down below. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on for more videos like this one. And also, if you're enjoying these updates every single day here on the channel, make sure to share them around with your friends, because right now we are actually in the middle of an amazing opportunity in the overall crypto markets. So there's never been a better time to share these videos around with your friends and stay active in these markets. But anyway, that's really everything I have to say for this video. Once again, I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.